weather to go camping here. That's why I'm the only one out here. Morning, my friends. It's Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. I slept super well again, of course. When I'm out in nature, I always sleep well. Wish I could do this in the city. It's too loud there. But not the noise that is very calming, like the ocean here. So I'm gonna get up soon here and make some breakfast. And then I'm going to head to the other campsites, see what they look like, see how far it is. And I'll mark the whole path on Gaia GPS again, so I know for next time if I come here again. The path that I downloaded and used as a track was actually way shorter than the actual path is. So I think someone just hiked a short while and recorded it and posted it on Gaia GPS, but not the whole track. So I was misled. Didn't do my research properly. Anyway, it happens. But I'm glad I found a spot here to sleep at. So all is well. I'm happy to have another night here, a whole day and one more night. It's such a gorgeous place. It would be a shame to stay only a very short time, maybe just one night. It would be just too short. Alright, let me get out of my comfortable sleeping bag and get started here. I'm ready for my day trip. I had some breakfast in the tent real quick and I tried to charge my phone, but it's giving me problems. Maybe the moisture? I'm not sure. I keep having to plug it back in and out of my battery pack to get the charge going. So I'm not going to use the phone much today because I want to track my my track. And I just have to keep plugging it in and out, I guess. Don't know why, that sucks. The battery pack is still full, but it's not going on like 2-minute charge and then it stops. Not cool. Anyway, I'm taking the Nikon and I'm taking my big tripod, so whenever I see something cool, I will film it for you guys, but maybe not so much of me walking, which is what I usually do with the iPhone because it's a lot easier. Anyway. That was fun, guys. I was filming and taking pictures down by the ocean, and one huge wave just crashed right over my feet and over the tripod. And the water went into the boots, of course, and I'm soaking wet right now. So I came back up to the trail, and I will just wring out my socks a bit. The merino wool, so they're going to be warm anyway. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. Adventures everywhere. I just walked a little bit further past that little rocky beach and back up a steep slope, and there was the first campsite. It probably would have taken me maybe 5, let's say 10 more minutes from where I camp right now to this official campsite. But who knew? I had no idea. It could have been a lot further than this one. So actually not bad at all. It's for a small tent here. And a little bench to look out into the sunrise, I guess. Very cool. And there's a toilet down this way. It's actually kind of neat. It's just it's a little box and it contains all the waste in one area. Well, I really like that spot, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it to pack everything up and bring it here. I don't think so. And in other good news, my phone is finally charging again. Maybe it was a combination of cold and dampness earlier in the tent. I had it plugged in all night and it didn't charge, and it was down to 24%, and now I'm at 77. I have the battery pack and the phone in my pocket, and thankfully they continue to charge now and don't stop after a couple of minutes. After lots of walking, I think 2 hours total right now from our camp, with all the stopping and filming, I finally found another campsite. I saw these logs, you see them right there. I saw those first and I was like, oh, they're preparing to make some paths a little bit easier for the people here. And then I saw the sign for the campsite. This is actually a pretty good one because, yes, raven, crow. This is a good one because there was a creek right by it, so you could actually get water right from here. It didn't look too bad. You could definitely filter it.
The ocean is out to get me, I tell you. I was just capturing some really cool slow motion shots down there at the beach. And the wave just crashed over my feet again, the second time now. I just started laughing, it's so awesome. The footage looks amazing. Oh, guys, what an adventure. Well, I think it's time to continue my hike. Actually, I'm going to have some food first. I'm starving, I need a snack. There's the sun, guys. I haven't seen the sun in days. Wow. Check out all this green here. It's all tiny little pine trees that are growing again. Just fresh growth, fresh nature. That's really awesome. We have found another official campsite. I think this is the third one now. They're all very far apart, and I actually marked another stealth spot for emergencies. It's a long hike, I'm surprised. I'm out for 3.5 hours at least now, maybe 4. And I don't know how much further I'm gonna go before I head back. I was hoping to find the end of this, but it takes me a while to film and take pictures and look at everything. It's just so beautiful. There's a little bench there. Sign that says no fires. And this would be an amazing spot for a tent. The ocean right out there. I only walked a few minutes and found another campsite here. Not bad at all. it's raining. That little bit of sun I saw earlier is just all a myth. It was fake. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm going to turn around now. I see the blue lines continue on this rocky coast here, and I don't want to continue any further. I think I saw plenty of amazing stuff for today, and time to turn around. Oof, what a day. Yeah, I'm making my way back to the campsite now. I didn't find the end of this trail. I know it's a loop, but there's a distinct end and then it goes inland again. But I never quite made it. It was just getting later, and then I have to count the time I take to go back to the camp before it gets dark. So it's not worth it. It's very slippery. There's roots everywhere and mossy stones, so I have to be careful where I'm going. And yeah, I've seen like 4 official campsites, so if I come back here, I know where to camp, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't go very far to the further ones. I'm not sure. Well, my plan was to go straight back to camp, but I keep getting distracted by beautiful things like this. Such a cool meadow. You see these little rock piles there? These are super helpful and necessary to find your way across places where there isn't a sign, a blue mark or anything. So they put these piles there. And if you ever find a path like that, don't mess with those piles. And don't add extra piles where they don't belong. This is super necessary to keep intact so people find their way. Just like that, I'm already back at the first campsite. I am sleeping somewhere up on this hill there. And down below is the beach where I got my feet wet. I'm gonna head down there again. There's some crazy waves, but I'm gonna try to stay very clear of them. It's about 3:30, 3:40. It's a lot sooner than I thought. I made very good time coming back. So I kind of wish I had gone a little bit further, but it's okay. back in camp, my friends, and I'm happy to be in the tent. It was drizzling for the last hour or so, either heavy rain or just drizzles. And now here in the tent it's actually warm. So I think a little bit of sun at some time just warmed up this tent. Now I've got to get out of my wet shoes and wring out the socks. That was quite an adventure, wasn't it? Yep. Water. I have multiple socks with me, so I'm not too worried. The thing I am worried about is the shoes, because they will not dry by tomorrow. So maybe I use the towel in there a little bit. Don't know if that's going to make a difference. Also, the towel is really wet as well. I dried off all of my rain clothes before I came into the tent. Also with the towel. I think that helped. I'm finally out of my wet clothes. And I put on my pajamas, I guess. My long johns that are warm. And I'm in the sleeping bag just to warm up a little bit. I wasn't cold the whole time when I was hiking, but just standing around in the rain and sitting here with my wet pants, I just had to get it all off and put on something warm. But it's always good to have another set of clothes to change into, even though you want to go light when you go backpacking, but on weekends like this, you need some dry clothes, dry socks and everything. Yeah, especially socks, since, you know, I got the wet feet twice from the ocean. I still can't believe that. It's amazing. I was watching it so carefully to see like how far I could go, and then bam. But yeah, I'm not gonna go out all that much anymore today. It keeps drizzling off and on. So I'm making my dinner in here tonight. Unfortunately, it was so nice yesterday, right? Looking down there, the coast. We'll see, maybe later on I go out again. But for now, I just want to stay warm and dry and make my dinner. And maybe make some dessert later. Yesterday I didn't have my dessert because I was full from dinner, which by the way was delicious. The pasta, I didn't even tell you. Yeah, so just taking it easy. It's going to be an early night for me tonight because I want to pack up very early and get out of here. Because I have this long drive still ahead of me. So, all right. I'm gonna make my food now. I think you've seen me cook freeze-dried food often enough, so I'm not gonna record it again. You know how that goes. Jet boil, water, few seconds later it's done. When you come from a trip with a lot of rain and fog and drizzle, your tent looks like this. I just wanted to show you guys my laundry line, I guess I could call it. I showed you how I installed it, but now you see it in full use. I'm so happy to have that thing. Corner to corner, everything is packed.
things do actually dry a little bit there, even though it's so moist in the air. I actually love laying in tent and just looking at the ceiling, looking at the raindrops, and it's very cool. I love camping so much. Could do this almost every weekend, not quite every weekend. It's time for dessert. I was going to make some creme brulee, a freeze-dried creme brulee. I was actually looking forward to it, but I need to be conservative with my water. I don't have that much left, and if I can, I'm going to avoid filtering tomorrow while I'm hiking back to the car. I have a lot of water in the car as a backup, but that doesn't help me any over here. So I'm not going to make creme brulee, I'm just going to make a hot chocolate, and I just boiled my water and we'll enjoy that. Hopefully. But I hope you enjoyed this day the same as I did. It was a lot of fun. We saw some amazing things, didn't we? And I can't wait to come back, honestly. I need to come back sometime in the warm season. I want to see the sunrise over the ocean. That would be amazing. Not bad. Not as good as one with milk, but it's okay. Yeah, it's 7:30 now, and the sun is setting. Well, if there was a sun that I could see. No, but it's getting darker. I can see that in the tent. It actually looks brighter in the video than it is. Still don't feel like going out again, because then I will have to put on my wet pants again and my wet shoes, and I'm so comfortable in here now. But yesterday I could think of a story to tell you guys that kind of relates to this weekend or this fog and this weather. But I thought of one as I was hiking today. Quite a few years ago I went on into a workshop, a climbing workshop kind of. It was called The Warrior's Way by Arno Ilgner. And it was in the middle of November down in Georgia somewhere. And it was foggy and drizzly just like today, or like this whole weekend. And one would think if some of you guys may go rock climbing, that would be the worst conditions to go climbing in, right? But we went anyway, and the things he taught us is like to mind your step, to carefully place every foot to exactly where it would have the best hold. Things like that, not being afraid. Also learning how to fall and how to read how to fall best. It was just an amazing experience. And I actually bought the audio CD for it as well. I just have good memories from that, and to this day I'm still using what he taught me back then. Taking little steps instead of a few huge ones. I did this all the time today when I was hiking. I could have just gone up a big step, but instead I did 2 or 3 little steps, and it's not as strenuous. Little tips like that, you know. But I think what stood out the most was, because it was so foggy and rainy, it felt like the group of people, the small group, maybe 10 people, it felt like we were just in a bubble. We were the only ones in the world. Everything else was cut off. We didn't talk on the phones, we didn't have any cell coverage. It was just us and the fog and our teacher and
our workshop for 2 or 3 days. And I came home so relaxed and so calm. I had a really crazy project going at the time with like frantic work in my old company, and it didn't faze me at all. I was just the calmest person in the whole project because of this workshop. And I think that's a lesson, that's probably one of the biggest lessons I learned there. Is just you go out there and you just I don't know, you soak in everything that you experience out in nature and learn from it, and it just really changes you in a good way. It kind of takes the edge off of you if you have troubles at work or troubles at home, who knows. But out here, it's like, I don't know, nature just kind of fixes a lot of things, at least temporarily, you know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But yeah, so we were climbing on wet rock in the fog, and it was fine. It was surprisingly fine. Or if you're watching this video and you're wondering if you should get out in weather like this also, I would say hell yeah, do it. It's very easy to kind of look at the forecast and go, it's raining and it's going to be miserable, and then you just skip the weekend. And I'm sure we all have done that before, but I'm glad I just pulled through it, and I just said I have such a long weekend, and I took a day of vacation even for it, and it was worth coming out here for. It was quite an experience, and I'm sad I only have one more night left, and then it's over already again. But I'm just gonna finish my hot chocolate here, and while I have a little light left, I might as well say goodnight to you guys. I'm gonna hang out a little bit more and then call it and go to sleep. But I will catch you guys in the morning when I pack everything up. It's going to be early. Have a good night, guys. And cheers. Good morning, guys. It's just after 5:30 and it's already super bright. I'm surprised. So I set my alarm for 6, but I woke up earlier. A little bird was singing that woke me up. It was beautiful, but I couldn't capture it. So I'm just gonna pack up real quick now and head out of here, and we'll see how long everything takes. But I already cleaned up a lot of stuff yesterday before I went to sleep, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long. First thing I have to do is get the air out of my mattress. So where's the thing here? So sad. Okay. Time to pack it up, guys. My friends, it's time to say goodbye to the campsite. I'm all packed up and I'm ready to go. But you saw me earlier drying the tent with my towel, and I did that the condensation on the inside as well. I think that would shave a lot of weight off of my backpack. I hope so anyway. There's a lot of water that came out of there. So now I'm just ready to go. I'm so happy that it's not raining and the sky actually looks pretty decent. It looks like it has a not blue sky but a little bit more light in it. But this was an awesome campsite. I wish they would make this one an official one because it's a beautiful spot. Just a quick note before we go. So the official campsite is somewhere right around here. So I would just have to walk. Actually, there was a rope here that I had to go down across the beach and then up this grassy place here, and then up the hill and to me. That's it. That's as far as I had to go still. Crazy, isn't it? One last look at the beautiful view just coming out of my campsite here. I'm going to miss this spot. It's not nearly as foggy today. I almost saw some sun there earlier. So beautiful. Some snow yesterday, but here I see clear signs of the first little bits of spring. Another week or two and this place is going to be super green and beautiful. It's already beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And finally the horizon is visible. After 3 days tomorrow is going to be sunshine. My boyfriend always says the weather turns nice the day that you leave, which maybe is true, but I actually love the weather that we had here, so I can't complain. Making pretty good progress. I'm about halfway back to the first camp in 45 minutes. That's with stopping to record birds and things. But I just have to keep stopping because it's so beautiful. I could have taken the other route that goes into the forest and across, but why would I if I can look at things like this? Just amazing. I can show you where we are right now. Hold on. So we came from here. This is kind of the point that we saw from the camp. Came around the corner and came So I'm kind of in the second alcove, I guess. The ocean is a lot calmer than it was the first night and yesterday. I think the first couple of days were just amazing with the waves crashing into the rocks there, and yesterday too. But today there's not that much. It's actually fairly calm. Definitely a sign that the weather's changing. Alright, it's time to continue. Although I could sit here forever and just gaze out. This is probably the steepest part of the whole trek. Just came up this hill here. Maybe halfway. The steps, I should say. And it continues all the way there. Whew. But I think I'm getting pretty close to my first campsite. And no, I'm not filming myself going up these stairs for you guys and then going back down to get my camera and then going back up the stairs again. There's no way. I'm almost there. I actually shed my rain clothes earlier. It was just too warm and it doesn't look like it's going to rain at all, which is good. And I have my backpack pretty well adjusted, so it doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't pinch in any spot. That's definitely something to keep in mind when you go backpacking, to take your time to really adjust all of the straps properly so you get your weight, you get the weight off the shoulders. All the little adjustments make all the difference, trust me. My pack is heavy. Alright, onward. I'm gonna take a break where we camped the first night. It's gonna be the last time I see the ocean, so I wanna sit down, take my pack off for a little bit and enjoy it one more time before I head into the forest. My friends, we're back at the first campsite. I just took a quick break, took some more pictures and video. Makes me so sad to leave. I love the ocean. I have so many great memories from adventures from the past and now this one. It's always hard to leave, isn't it? This is my last look at the ocean until I return. Goodbye. As I'm walking here, getting closer and closer to the car, it's easy to fall into a trap of starting a to-do list in your head, all the things you have to do when you get home, and actually missing out on the beauty that's around you, you know. Even here, away from the ocean, it's really beautiful. I don't have that much time left in the forest, so I need to enjoy every moment of it. Instead of thinking about drying my gear, going to work, all this stuff. This bird, maybe it's not happy that I'm here. Don't worry, I'm leaving. There are old pine trees everywhere. But then when you look down below, you have all the new ones coming back. I showed you these yesterday already, but the bird. This is pretty cool. And we are back. The adventure is almost over. Here's a pretty good map. Yes. So we're parked here. And this is the stretch that goes to the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, so this goes to the ocean, and this is where I camped the first night. And then I hiked along here, and just before this cutoff here, I camped somewhere up here. And the first camp is actually on this point right there. And then the others we saw, I think there might be one here too. And I don't know how far I got. Maybe I came to close to this third camp. Not sure. But I didn't quite make it to the end, so yep. That was the path. Pretty cool. And they also have a thing here to sign in and out. But when I started my trip, I noticed that it was empty. So I guess no one would have looked for me without that book in there. But I'm glad I have the InReach Mini now. This thing here. Because I can also send off an SOS if I need to. Hopefully I never have to use that function, but it has a button on the side that calls for help basically when you're stuck, when you have an emergency or someone else has an emergency. But hopefully I never have to use it. But I was happy that it worked well out there, even in the rain and in the fog, the thick clouds, and it still worked, so that's a good sign. There are so many birds here out there. I don't know if you can hear them. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye, guys. Goodbye to this amazing place, to Bold Coast Trail. Highly, highly recommended. You come prepared, you need some water, and you need some good endurance to hike along the coast. It's rocky for sure, going up and down quite a bit. I really enjoyed myself. I loved it out here, and I hope you did too. And nothing I can film or take pictures of would do justice to how beautiful it actually was. I was just stunned by the powerful waves, by the fog, by the mysterious look out there. It felt like I was in a bubble, just all by myself for 3 days. It was really cool. But yeah, time to go. Find myself a cell phone signal so I can get directions back home. Alright guys, this was an amazing adventure with adventures and dreams. Now go have your own adventures out there and have fun and be safe. But as my climbing teacher Arno Ilgner said in my course that I told you about last night, he said, don't be too safe, which basically means go out and have fun and push the limits a little bit, but be somewhat safe. I think of Maine as just one big area of scenic route. Everything is beautiful here. I've only been on a very short stretch of highway on 95, and everything else was just like this here. Just very beautiful. Just like that, we're back in Canada again.